Good evening, I'm Dan Wall.
And I'm Laura Lee. Thanks for joining us. June 6th is a day of remembrance, now marking 80 years since D-Day, an invasion that changed the world. Northern News Now's Jeffrey McClure was at the Chequamegon Veterans Center in Ashland today, learning how folks from Northwest Wisconsin served as heroes at Normandy.
80 years to the day of Operation Overlord, dozens packed the Chequamegon Veterans Center to learn more about the fateful day that later became known as D-Day. In the packed Veterans Center, a quick history lesson was followed by focus on the local ties to D-Day.
It's important for people to realize, especially of my generation or even younger, that the sacrifices they made were just unbelievable.
Those sacrifices inspired Tom Brokaw to write the famed book, The Greatest Generation. The president of Ashland's Historical Society, Tori Stroshan, says her uncle fought in Normandy and agrees with Brokaw's title.
I definitely believe it's The Greatest Generation. I've read that book, and I could picture my parents in there. My dad was in Patton's army in Europe and with my uncle. There's nothing about it. They just were great.
The Veterans Center also honored those who fought in Normandy with displays of memorabilia and clothing.
So George here, as our colloquial name for him is, he models a number of different uniforms depending on what we have going on. So he is wearing a representation of the type of uniform that a GI would have worn during the Normandy invasion in 1944.
Organizers say events like these help keep our most important pieces of history alive.
So I'm always very happy to put this up and keep things rotating and just have something that's a little bit more interactive and something that you can actually not just look at, but you can also touch it and feel it and get your hands on something like this. It provides a very visceral connection to this history.
Remembering our nation's history in Ashland, Northern News Now's Jeffrey McClure.
Jeffrey.